same game we played last week is what we're going to be playing right now. It's a game called, shot beer by everyone. If you feel enthusiastic about something, really enthusiastic, you want to buy everybody a drink. If you're just like, I'll just take a beer. And if you're kind of just really down on it, I really need a shot. So, John, let me start you off with this one. And let me define it by saying 4 points. They'll get within 4 points with 10 games remaining. The New York Rangers will make a playoff push.
Beer. And that was my original statement with my original prediction before the start of the season was that they would get close, but they wouldn't make it. So I'm sticking with that. I'm actually a little more optimistic about them being closer now than I was back towards the earlier parts of the season, just because this team seems like they're starting to come together, and Mika Zibanejad's reemergence has really helped that. If Capo Caco and Alexi Lafreniere could take that next step in development right now, that would go a long way to helping them get towards a playoff spot this season. So I'm going to say beer.
I'm going to say beer too. I'd love to say buy everyone around, but we outlined it in the negative sides of everything that we're seeing, the decision making. And I think that's what's holding me back, because all it takes is just one stupid goalie rotation or making Lafreniere sit up in the press box or something like that. And the next thing you know, poof, there goes any momentum that you got. I question this team when David Quinn comes back. I question him right now. We were just on that. But you know what? Mika Zibanejad being back really, really it makes me excited, because now we don't have to be down on him. Chris Kreider will get 25 goals this season.
I'm going to say buy everybody around, because you know what? I've obviously been critical of Chris Kreider and his disappearing acts and his super high and low, like super hot and super cold streaks, and how usually he tends to disappear for periods of time, but he doesn't seem like he's disappearing. It seems like every game, even the games where he's not scoring goals, he's still involved in, and he's still making things happen. So I think this year, I think maybe he does get 25 goals. So I'm a little more, and you know what? 9 in 25 games is not really a tough mark to hit.
He's got the most multi-goal games of New York Ranger players this season. And I'm going to say buy everybody around. I am the unapologetic co-president. I was going to say co-president. My own fictional fan club, I was going to be the co-president. Anyway, I am the president of the Chris Kreider fan club. I would love for him to finally get a 30-goal season. But he'll get the 25, I think. I really think he'll get the 25. It's 16 right now, and he rattled off 8 in 2 weeks. So please, all the Chris Kreider haters, keep hating on him, because since I've heard people say how much they hate Chris Kreider, all he's done is explode for goals. So keep him coming. Adam Fox is a top 10 defenseman in the NHL.
Buy everybody around.
Wow.
Buy everybody around. If you all you need to do is just watch him on a nightly basis and then look at the analytics. The analytics are better than almost anybody in the league. I think it's WAR. I was looking at this stat the other day. He's the number 1 ranked defenseman in the NHL in WAR. In the entire league. It's nuts. And like his expected goals for, expected goals against, chances for, chances against, his numbers are just through the roof. And aside from the 2 goals that he and Lindgren got victimized on in the game against Washington that they lost
Friday night,
yeah, he has been almost flawless this season. I can maybe count the number of bad plays that he's made on maybe one hand this year.
Wow.
It's just incredible. He just always makes the right play. He literally is probably one of the smartest players in the entire NHL. And if not for someone like Connor McDavid, Adam Fox, in terms of hockey IQ, has to be right near the top. So,
well, he did go to Harvard.
Yeah, he is not somebody that got into Harvard just to play hockey. That kid is smart. That kid is a genius. So yeah, but I'm buying everybody around on that one.
You know what? You might be making me say it, but I'm gonna actually go with the beer right now. I said confidently top 20 about a month ago. I have to just double check and make sure if he's up there, and just start counting the defensemen. See who he might have to be behind.
Listen, like you got to take a look at the names that are out there, and that's what I'm just doing right now. Like Makar, not good at all defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Hughes, okay. Quinn Hughes is a real good offensive defenseman.
He's having a lot of trouble defensively this year.
Yeah, and that's
entirely his fault.
Is he as bad as Makar defensively? No, but he's not nearly as good as Adam Fox on defense.
The New York Islanders have the best goaltending tandem in the NHL. Beer, shots, or buy everyone.
Oh, I wish there was an in-betweener for each of them. I want to say buy a beer just because of the fact that Sorokin is relatively unproven. Like a lot of his wins have come against bottom feeder type teams, like your Buffaloes and Jerseys and so on. Can that be the case next year, as early as next year? Absolutely.
2 wins. 2 wins against a team over 500.
And who were those 2 teams?
Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
And those are not exactly great teams either. They're like middling teams that are fighting to make the playoffs. So, you know what? I'm not totally convinced on Sorokin. I get it. They're trying to coddle him. They're trying to handle him with kid gloves. And that's fine. That's the right approach. But at some point, you got to throw him to the wolves and see how he does. You got to put him in there against a real contender of a team. So I'm not ready to anoint Sorokin yet like that. Until then, I would say probably Vegas with Fleury and Leonard.
Yeah, I would probably go either Vegas with Fleury and Leonard. I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So I'm going to say a beer. They're within shouting mention of the best tandem. John, the Islanders don't need a goal scorer because they have Oliver Wahlstrom.
Shot. Absolutely shot. Oliver Wahlstrom is playing well right now, but I wonder how long he can sustain this. And as players come out and they come up and they start to play more games, the books begin to expand on them. The scouting reports begin to grow. Teams look more at weaknesses and ways to attack them and expose them. And it forces players to change their games and make adjustments. Listen, Oliver Wahlstrom to me is a somewhat one-dimensional player. And I think once the teams figure out what his game is, how it works in relation to his line mates, and what his strengths and weaknesses are, I think that's not going to work well for him. He plays in a good system, which helps magnify his strengths, obviously, as any coach should do. And, you got a great one, obviously, there in Barry Trotz. But at the end of the day, I don't think he sustains this play. I don't see it.
I'm going to read you this quote to tell you how. By the way, my answer is that it's just a beer. The kid has the potential to play better. He can keep this up, possibly, but also he's a rookie. You'd have to be an idiot to put all this pressure on a rookie. He could just come crashing down to earth, and all it takes is just like 3 straight games with bad defensive plays, and the next thing you know, Barry Trotz is scratching him. We had guys that produced well in a short stint. We just mentioned Brett Howden. You remember Daniel Gano, who had a 10-goal month of October. Here's a quote, though, about Wahlstrom. Barry Trotz was on camera watching Wahlstrom sing on the bench tonight. He said, "I love that. It shows the moment is not getting to him. I just don't know if he's a good singer or not." The Islanders will have a Calder Trophy candidate.
No, because I don't think Noah Dobson is eligible, and I don't think that I don't think Sorokin will play enough games to be involved in the Calder voting. I think the Calder voting will be running with Kaprizov. Definitely not. No, I think that your finalists are probably going to look like Kaprizov, Stützle, and then maybe another rookie from Ottawa.
The New York Mets will win a game before the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to say buy everybody a beer. Realistically, I really didn't think that the Buffalo Sabres could go the entire rest of the season without winning a game. But looking at their schedule and looking at the teams they're going to face, where did they get that win? Where did they get that win? It's too much. I don't. You know what? They gave the Rangers a little scare. And that's because the Rangers had that habit of playing down to their competition. But I don't see where they get these wins. So I'm gonna say Mr. Met is probably cheering a win on Citi Field, and before Buffalo gets their next win. So
I will say buy everybody a beer, hands down, right now. The Sabres don't have a win at least for the next 2 weeks. And Philadelphia can't lay a stinker every single night. The Mets, we all know, win opening day. That's like the Mets thing. So you basically got opening day or for baseball where the Sabres aren't going to win. I don't know when the Sabres are going to win. And as I said that in the last video we were doing about this, oh my goodness. Their team, and they're selling. They got to be selling everybody they can. They got to sell the water boy if they had to.
All's gone. I know that. It's does Taylor Hall want to leave? That's the big question. And then do they sell Cody Eakin? Do they keep on to Victor Olofsson because he's young? Sam Reinhart, did they get a deal for him? I mean, I don't know.
If they're selling on Sam Reinhart, it's a real fire sale. Because
if they're selling on Sam Reinhart.
Thanks for watching the video today. And by the way, I'm not a paid advertiser, but I do want to tell you about my friend's product, Ritzer's Hot Honey. There it is right there. And I got to tell you, this thing is phenomenal. My friend Adam's been working hard on this, and just getting it out to a few people. You should try it out. The link is in the description below. And I put this on tacos. I put this on macaroni and cheese with a little bit of chicken in there. I put this on almost everything. This is good stuff. Try it out. Ritzer's Hot Honey. See, I actually had the label facing out right this time, so thank God. Did you like that video? Of course you did. So why not check out some more of our content? You can check the playlist right here or right here.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.